Hi everyone and welcome, my name is Dora and this is my 26th update to my Not By Project pan. Super excited about today's update. I have got 14 empties, I've also got 2 declutters and then 2 declutters that joined my collection, as well as 1 category rolling out of this project because I've met my goal. So if you're new here and you've never watched one of my No Buy Project Pan updates before, I'm basically on a no buy for most of my makeup categories. Also recently for skincare and beauty items, perfumes in here, all sort of combined into one non-makeup category. And I've got a goal number for each of these categories. So say for example with eye pencils, once I've reached my goal number, I can then toss them out of this project, and that means I get to, if I so choose to, buy a new item. There have been quite a few categories in here over these past 2.5 years that have already rolled out because I've reached my goal number. Sometimes that happens because things have gone bad and I had to declutter something. Obviously, you know, I was panning through things alongside it. So sometimes that extra push of decluttering because something has genuinely gone bad and I no longer want to put it on my face has then helped me to move a category out of this project. But you know, that's just how it is and how we like naturally use our products. Sometimes things expire. As much as we'd like everything to last as long as possible, and we talk about our makeup collection rather than just our stash, and they feel like collectible items, unfortunately, they don't last eternally. So here we are. Please make sure you check out my description box below. I've linked to Jessica Payne, who has loosely inspired this series. She is doing her panning her way through 100 makeup items. And I've also linked to some amazing panners there as well who are doing their own version of a No Buy Project pan. And yeah, make sure you check everyone out, show them some love, and let's just get into the update. I think I might actually start with all the skincare and beauty items first. There are most of the empties in here. Yeah, and then we get into like the makeup stuff and which categories rolling out and all of that. My first empty is this bio oil skincare oil. I finished it. I was only here at my last update, so there really wasn't a lot there, but yeah. Oh, bear in mind my previous update was filmed just under 2 months ago, so I've definitely had a bit longer. That's why there's so many empties now, and many of these products were very, very low in terms of how much they had left in them. So yeah, that was obviously easy. But yeah, here we are. Still finished it, and it's the second one because in my previous update, I showed you another bio oil empty and both of them were very low. But bulky, you know, super glad that went out of my collection. I used it mainly on my legs because I just found it too oily for the rest of my body. But I do moisturize every single day after my shower, so it was super easy for me to get through that. Staying with a similar type of category, here's another empty, and this is the Ritual of Mer Loving Body Cream. There were 70 ml in here. I had used this before. I wrote skincare and beauty items into this project, and yeah, cut into it. It's all done now. Used up every last little bit. Absolutely love the scent on it. But yeah, I'm just, you know, back to using my regular body lotion now. I go through it quite quickly. I repurchase it when I notice that it's low. I'm glad there's no like backup items that are sort of half used. I'll tell you my totals at the end of this section for skincare and beauty products and what my goal number is. Yeah. There were also a few items that I finished while I was traveling. We went to Ireland over Easter. It was so beautiful. We were mega lucky with the weather. It was so nice. And like, it's nice and stunning anyway, but when the sun is shining, it just makes everything even better. So I took some quick like shots of what I finished because I wanted to leave it there, recycle it there. I finished a travel size fresh soy cleanser there, and then I also finished 2 samples of the Believe Aqua Bomb jelly cleansers, and each sample counted as 1 product, so that's 3 empties right there. More sort of body oil stuff. I finished this one. This was so satisfying to me because I bought this in 2018. So it's been a long time and I finally managed to go through it. It was for the longest time sitting at about, you know, up here. And then recently over the course of, maybe the past year even, maybe 6 months, something like that. I have been using this as a nighttime hand and feet moisturizer. So yeah, this is by Veleda and it was just the body massage oil. So happy it's done. Might repurpose the bottle. I think they're kind of handy. And to replace that, I've already started using this one here. This is the Bloom and Blossom and Breathe Relaxing Shower Oil. I don't use it as a shower oil. I use it for my hands and my feet before bedtime. And it's really nice smelling. It's got in here sweet almond oil, evening primrose oil, and jojoba seed oil. 100% naturally derived. Feels really nice. So yeah, happy that I'm working through this one now as well. I finished a couple more sample sized items. I've had here this Nux multi-purpose dry oil face body hair. I used this on my body. It smelled divine. I would happily buy this and use this. Super nice scent on here. Yeah, it was a while ago. I can't smell it anymore, but yeah, it was so lovely. So yay, one item. And then I also finished one of these Balea milk and honey masks, face masks. So it's a sachet, they come together like this, and then there's 2 portions in there. And yeah, this was just in my empties from like ages ago, but I haven't shared on my channel yet. And one of them I used up, which was in the intro when I introed skincare and beauty items. I want to say in update 24, so 2 updates ago. But yeah, completely done now. Counts as one because the other one wasn't in here from the intro, so I still would have counted it as one because I bought it as one. I also finished a perfume. So this is the Chogan. I'm not sure, they all look the same. They're kind of like these dupe type perfumes. And yeah, it was a really nice and refreshing scent. I'm now using the other one that I've got that looks exactly the same, identical. There's nothing on here that tells you what is what, but I finished it, so I'm happy with that. 1 fewer perfumes in my collection. I'm all right with that. It's not like it's terribly out of control, but I think it would be nice to sort of be down to, I think I said 1 or 2 perfumes probably for my end goal. I also finished this Arbonne Brighten Up Targeting Essence with Retinol. There were not a lot of uses left in here. It was very low when I introed this. I think I used it twice before it was done, but I'll take it. Another empty. And again, satisfying to me because I've had it for a long time. I quite liked it. I would probably repurchase it. My friend, I'm gonna have to ask her if she still sells Arbonne stuff. There were definitely some like, self-tanning properties in there as well, so it just gave you that nice glow because maybe the retinol sort of brightens. And then I also finished these are the Natural Care Cleansing Makeup Removal Wipes. I just ended up taking them on holiday with me, and it's not a product that I tend to buy, but these were a declutter from a friend. She gave me 2 packets that were still sealed, so I'm happy that I'm almost done with the other one and this one is done as well because, you know, again, you open them, they don't last forever. My final empty from this category is the Q+A Hyaluronic Acid Face Mist. Finished it. I use this daily, twice, morning, evening, before I put my moisturizer on my face. Absolutely love this. I mean, yeah, I think I said before, I'm not sure what to say about this specific product, but I have started using this one now here, which is a holy grail and a repurchase item for me. This is the Vitamin C by Superdrug Detox Skincare Energizing Facial Spritz with goji berry and kakadu plum extract. Love this. And you can see, like, you know, this was full. I'm already getting through this. It's probably been a month since I finished the Q&A one. And yeah, I'm here now. I noticed the difference in terms of, and I'm guessing that's the vitamin C. My face definitely felt oilier when I was using this, and almost like I need way more moisturizer now that I'm using this one. It's sort of, yeah, like a happy medium would probably be where I would be most comfortable. But then again, this is good for the summer because I do get very oily in the summer. So I'm not complaining. I still love this one. And I think this is my final one, and I don't have another backup of it. Either way, I'll probably repurchase it. But yeah, making nice progress on here. I did also want to show you something else because I had an empty of this one that I showed you in my last update when I showed you some random empties as well. And then there's this toner here, also by Superdrug from the Me Plus range, BHA toner with salicylic acid. I haven't used this yet, but the spray cap fits perfectly on here. The straw doesn't go all the way down, so only till about here, but I thought rather than decanting it, I can just pop this on here, use it as a toner that way, and then once it's low, I can decant it into an empty bottle. Does it say here how often you should be using it? No, recommended. They do say it makes you more sensitive to the sun, so always use an SPF. I do that anyway, but yeah, maybe this is more like a morning item. I'm not sure. If you're using salicylic acid, when and how often are you using it? I'd be really interested to know. And now that I've shown you this, I'll probably start to split my time between these two. Yeah. Getting through the toners, just put a mister on them, works for me. And then I quickly wanted to show you a couple of progress items from this category as well. They are just some body sprays, but I've been using them as room sprays. And these are both from a set of 4 that I took on. It was an unwanted gift from somebody else. This is the Fab Essentials New Roses body spray, and this is the Fab Essentials Cool Wave body spray. So, progress markings. I was here last time, 2 months ago, and today I am here. So I think by that rationale, I'm not sure, you know, hoping to be able to film another update within a month rather than 2. So it might be really close to an empty, or it could be an empty for the next update. Exciting, because I don't specifically love them. Hence I'm using them as room sprays and not on my body. And then this one has got a tiny little bit less, quite a lot less progress, and I was here last time and today I am here, and these were both completely full. Maybe I'd used this one like once or twice. Last time I made a little mistake in terms of the numbers. I should have been at 72 total items for all of my skincare and beauty items and perfumes combined, not 71 like I said. I think I got mixed up because I counted my makeup empty in the totals, which I shouldn't have done. Yeah. Anyway, I started with 77 items and my goal number is 6. But I am today at 60 total items. So I'm down 17 already within 2 updates. I think that's really not so bad. Obviously, you know, I'm using up samples. I've still got a lot of samples, so I'm hoping I can sort of keep this momentum going. And yeah, you know, I've cracked into like items that are pretty much full, but the only way to get through them is to start using them regularly. And yeah, who knows how many more empties I'll have next time. I doubt it'll be 12, but I hope and I'm sure it will be more than just 1 or 2. I also still have 1 remaining low buy category in here. My other low buy category, eyeshadow palettes, has now moved over to my no buy category. I think I announced that last time. Nail polishes, I'm on a low buy on. Basically, I want to reach a certain goal. It's sort of like 5 out, 1 in. So rather than saying I can't buy any until I've reached my complete goal number, I think that would literally take me 10 years or something. You know, I'm going through about 4 bottles a year, roughly. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it would take me a long time. But because I still do enjoy nail polishes and sometimes colors are missing, and I do Franken and sometimes I need a pink. A pink and a white, for example, are often colors that I feel like I need in order to Franken the type of colors that I love. And I do want to say, my Franken nail polishes are actually my favorite nail polishes. I think they are such beautiful colors that you're able to create on your own by mixing different polishes together that aren't necessarily available. Yeah. Anyway, I've got an empty, so I'm so happy about that. And that was, of course, by mixing and concocting it. I turned it on its head, I let it rest. It looks a little bit like there's still quite a bit left, but I couldn't get this out anymore, and I'm happy to call it done now. So I'm now down from 44 nail polishes to 43, and my goal is to be at 40 before I can potentially buy a new one. At the moment, I'm not convinced I would, but I'd have to look at my collection again. Is there, you know, if there's not enough pinks or whites, for example, then I may repurchase that in order to help me to Franken polishes to get through other colors that are less loved faster and easier. my other empty. Maybe you already saw it peeping through there, but this is my Catrice the Mattifier Oil Control Primer. I feel like I've shown this in plenty of videos before, but not within this series yet, but I finished it. Cut into it as well, got out everything that I could, all done. Would not repurchase it. It wasn't terrible, but I wouldn't recommend it for like warmer months because it felt a little bit sweaty under there, yeah. But that means I'm now at 7 face primers. My goal is to be down to 2, so I've only got to pan 5 more, and I reckon that would probably take me until the end of next year, but I can try. So I already mentioned it, and I alluded to this in other videos as well. I have got 2 declutters now, and this is in regards to eye makeup. Because I love Frankening products, concocting them, mixing them together. I used to love Frankening cream eyeshadow from the scraps of whenever I finished like one of these eyeshadow pens, and you know, they go down quite deep, and then I'd mix them together, and often they'd be like chilling in my empties bin for a while before I would do that. I'm not gonna do that anymore. I don't think it suits my sensitive eyes. I've been getting reactions from it. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to declutter this concocted cream eyeshadow here. I think that's okay. I'll still repurpose the jar. You know, I'm still mixing my lip products. Bought a secondhand candle warmer. So even though my most recent Frankening video, which I've filmed but I haven't edited it yet, is still using the water bath method. Yeah, I've invested now. It was very inexpensive and secondhand, so I don't feel bad because someone genuinely was just getting rid of their wax melts paraphernalia, and I thought, let me use that for Frankening purposes. Totally inspired by Jessica Lee, who's also doing this project, by the way, so she's linked down below. Please check out her Franken Friday videos. So much fun if you're into like mixing and concocting your own makeup products. Yeah, I won't be doing that with eye products anymore. So this is a declutter, unfortunately. Ugh. It is what it is. I'm gonna come back to the numbers for that category, but I just wanted to show you the second declutter because in a similar vein, here is another item that I am decluttering. It just smells like crayons. It's patchy when you swatch it. Yeah, can you see that? There's like some sort of pilling going on already. I've like really done a good job in terms of panning my way through, not through it completely, but you know, I've worked hard on this pencil and I feel all right in terms of letting it go. So this was the LA Girl Perfect Precision Eye Pencil in Deep Violet. Sadly, I'm letting go of this. I've just had eye reactions lately, and as soon as I excluded items where I was a bit unsure of, that all cleared up. So this means that I am actually now down to just 2 eye pencils in my entire collection, and that happens to be my goal number as well. So this is the category that is moving out of this project. It feels a bit like, on the one hand, like, oh, you know, easy, just declutter one, and then you can reach your goal number. But no, hold on. First of all, this eye pencil is tiny. I'm gonna show you the progress here so you can see, but it's so small. I have made great strides with this because I started using this 100% of the time. Instead of splitting my time across 4 products, I was only focusing in on this one. Lately, I've been mixing it. So this on my upper waterline and this on my lower lash line. Yeah, liking this combo. I'm sort of like trying to hold back. Anyway, you will see updates on and progress on how I'm doing with these 2 in my 25 and 2025 plan to pan for the year. So yeah, I'll still be updating you on those there, but not in this project because they are rolling out. And I just want to, you know, speak to the fact that I have had, when I became a panner, January 2021, I had 11 eye pencils, and loads more since then have joined my collection because either I bought them or they were gifted to me, decluttered to me, or gifted to me. Like this was a new gift that I got. So the fact that I'm now down to 2, which is such an all-time low, and I'm not in a hurry to go and buy a new one, even though technically I'm allowed to now, I won't be doing that. I think I'll genuinely try to work this one down to this sort of level, this goes quite fast as well. They're both very waxy. Can't stress this enough. Or if I'm feeling that just the black coal is like too intense for me, yes, then I would go and buy a new one, but I'm just not in a hurry. So I feel good about that, yeah. And I still wanted to talk to you more about my cream eyeshadows and show you some more of them, some progress, but give you some total numbers as well. Because I've decluttered this one here now, I'm down to 6 items now. I think at one point I had 12 in here. And my goal is to be down to 3. I really think I can manage that by the end of the year. So that would be very exciting. Some progress. So this is the Vive Eye Wand in Silver Mink, which I got from Ruth, who's also doing, at least she did in the past, she did her own No by Project pan as well. So she's linked down below as well. And look how far I am with this one. So this is it rolled all the way up. You can see that little plastic there sticking out. So this is it now flush with the packaging. This is less than a month if I'm using this daily. I'm sort of teaming it with a focus shadow from my Pan That palette right now, and I've stopped combining this with other eyeshadows now, which I was doing before because I wanted to see the progress. But yeah, so I'm getting, there's something about me where I'm just, as soon as I get really, really close, because I'm, you know, using it exclusively, and then I'm getting really close, I'm like, no, let me just pause here for a minute and slow this out a little bit. But I'm really close. I'm expecting, hoping that this will be an empty at my next update. Very exciting. And then I'd be down to 5 and just 2 away from my goal. And I also wanted to show you some progress on this e.l.f. No Budge Shadow Stick in Perfect Pearl, also from Ruth. So here's how much I have left of this one. But there is some progress here for you to see in terms of the markings. Yeah, working through it, hoping again to finish it this year. This one is an honorable mention because one of you asked if I could swatch this, because it is one of my favorite eyeshadow sticks ever. This is the Kiko Long Lasting Eyeshadow Stick, 24 hours, no transfer, in the shade 11. So it's a really pretty lilac with a shimmer in there as well, a little bit. I used to have the other one, it was sort of brighter, a bit more neon, fluorescent, vibrant, in 58, I believe. But oh, this formula on these Kiko ones, so beautiful. Really love this under any type of eyeshadow. It doesn't only have to be purple. You can rock so many looks over this. It looks really nice with like a warm tone neutral eye as well, believe it or not. So this is for you, Orseod. I know you asked about a swatch, so here we go. And I'm hoping you guys are all enjoying this too. I love this, and like I said, great formula. Much, much prefer it over the e.l.f. Would absolutely keep buying these again and again. I hope they don't ever discontinue them or change the formula. I think that might be it. No, we're not done yet. One more progress item I wanted to show you, just because it's fun, and this is my PS Cream Blusher in Rose, which I also got from Ruth, and just so you can see how this is looking, because it's been on such a journey and I'm finding the pan so bizarre of what's underneath there. I'm trying to wear this exclusively, but I can't wear this every single day, but I'm trying. Wearing it today, I'm being good. I'm wearing powder on top and highlighter. I really need to get into the habit of doing that every single day if I want any hope of moving my cream blushes or any type of blush out of my collection. I'm still at 5 and 5, although I'm making a couple of changes you'll see in a moment. I'll give you a swatch because that always helps, doesn't it? So here's what this one looks like. I feel like it looks more orange on camera. You know, it seems more peachy pink on my cheeks. But yeah, I enjoy this one. I still need to show you my 2 new items. They're not brand new. They are declutters that I got from a neighbor and friend. So I took them on. She had like a whole box of things that she didn't want anymore. So I feel good for only taking 2. Personally, I find it really, really hard to say no to declutters when I know that I can pan them. Whereas if they're going to someone else or straight into landfill, that's not an ideal thing for me to think about. or if they're going to someone else and I think, yeah, maybe they are not necessarily going to use them up either, because as panners, we are dedicated to really finishing products and not just being like, oh, I'll try this for a little bit, never mind, let me throw it away. Obviously, you know, the fact that things go bad and we do have to declutter them, it always pains me, but yeah, anyway. Blah, blah, blah. There's no way of like fluffing this up, but yeah, I've showed this item before already. So this is by Soap & Glory, and it's the Glow All Out Highlight and Sculpt Cheek Stick. This is in DECLUTTER right now. Here's a swatch of it here. I'm really enjoying this, and I had never tried the Soap & Glory. I was going to say makeup range, that's not true. I used to have a lipstick by them. But yeah, never tried their highlighters. This is my first ever highlighter stick, and I was just super, super curious, and so I'm going to use it. And this is in Ice Shimmer, by the way. Maybe a little deep for me, but I can make it work. You know, I'm mixing it in with a blusher at the end of the day, so it works. And then also, here is this Barry M Island Heatwave Powder Bronzer. Again, the shade match for me, I mean, you know, but it works. I'm giving you a swatch now, which is obviously going to be very pigmented, and it's going to look like an eyeshadow on my skin. But I used this so faintly, so lightly, dusted it, wore it as a bronzer, and it looked really nice. And that was before we had like this mini heat wave and my skin got sort of any type of sun on it, you know. It looks really nice. I wanted to try Barry M. I'm currently panning the Barry M Black Cherry eyeshadow palette as part of my Panther palette. I was just interested to try the formula. So what can I say? It's my actual first official bronzer. Hang on, I used to have one. It was a free gift with purchase. I never touched it, passed it on to another neighbor and friend. You know, I could follow up with her, like, are you still using that? But that's up to her, what she does with that. But yeah, it felt all right. You know, I'm all right with it. Didn't spend any money on it, so a winner. Right, so I would like to juggle things around slightly with my blush and bronzer collection or categories. In my last update, I said, so I was at 10, I'm at 11 now, yeah, if you combine it. Last month, I separated them out into powder blushes and cream blushes. And I happen to have 5 and 5. And in that video, I said with cream blushes, I want to be down to 1. And with powder blushes, I want to be down to 2 before I can buy a new one. Instead of having 10 and then trying to be down to 3 and that being really difficult to achieve. I think it would be fair to have a cream blush in my collection, and that if I'm down to 1, to start to think about replacing it. Yeah. Right. I would now like to split the powder blush category further up into 2 categories of just powder, blush, and then also bronzer. Because I have one other bronzer type of product that is a Franken product that is part of my BYOP, which I'm updating you on in my Palette Palette series. And then have this one join that. Yeah, so now I've got 2 bronzers and 4 powder blushes. My goal numbers are changing. The totals are going to be the same. I still need to be down to 3, but 1 cream blush, 1 powder blush, and 1 powder or any type of bronzer. If I receive, for some reason, a cream bronzer, it will move into this category too. And I need to be down to 1 before I can buy a new one. I feel like I finally, because I always use them interchangeably, I have recognized that I do need a bronzer, specifically for certain looks that can sort of like almost wash me out a little bit. I know when I'm wearing like green or blue looks, for example, I need a bronzer to just help me to warm up my face. So I think it's a valid item to have in my collection, and it's not like I've got 20 of them, and even if I did, you know, yeah, whatever. Goal is to be down to 1, and I'll have 2, and that's all right. And you know what? I'm not even sure I would necessarily purchase one. Once I am at that goal number, I would probably try and Franken something, because I have so many eyeshadows. I'm trying to declutter them. Here's my eyeshadow declutter project pan if you're interested in seeing that. I've just started update 1 has just been released. I was going to show you some extra empties that aren't necessarily within this project, but I think I'm going to save that for next time. I'm hoping to come back sooner, like I said, to update you on this project in 1 month's time, and then yeah, there'll be some space to show you some random other empties as well. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you'll subscribe if you haven't done so already, and other than that, I hope you have a lovely rest of your day or night wherever you are, and I'm sending you so much love. Take care. Bye.